If you felt a pop in your hamstring while sprinting or changing direction, this series is perfect for you. This is week 4. I'm going to show you the exercise that I'm using in week 4 after sustaining my own hamstring injury. And as you can see in week 1, I was really struggling, but towards the end of week 1, I started to get back into the field and doing some things. You can actually do more than you really think you can, but a lot of times people have been told really bad information about babying themselves too long. Ideally, we load the patterns and the exercises that it's tolerant of right now. And what we can use is something this week. This is called a physical industry strap right here. You just search that on the internet, physical industry strap, and you'll find something like it. Now, I'm going to use a cable machine to help to load a lateral pattern. We're going to choose the lateral squat today. And we're also going to do another exercise for the ab wall, which is an advancement on the 3-month prone that we did before. So with the physical industry strap, the reason why it's very helpful is because you can strategically load parts to the hip without really having to deal with people with lower back pain and stuff like that. So as you can see, this is across my hip right here. And this helps out to drive the load straight through the hip versus having to do a bunch of core stuff to stabilize and grab the handle up here, which can be done as well. It's just a different progression of the exercise. But what I'm going to do here, and this is different than a Cossack squat, it's different than a lateral lunge, and what we're going to do is we're going to let the weight win slightly into this position here, and I'm going to be very heavy onto this part of my foot, like I'm holding the floor away, like so. So as you can see, there's generally a line between my big toe knuckle, my knee, my hip, and then my sternum. This is the depth of the exercise. You don't want to go over too much, and you don't want that knee to kick out either. For those of you who have watched other videos on squatting mechanics and saying, oh, your knees should be directly over your toes, your knees can't be inside, that's correct as long as we're not talking about a vector force going this way, which is more in an athletic type of endeavor, like changing direction. So you can load the frontal plane just like this very safely, and it's actually good on the knee if you do it well. What you cannot have, and I repeat, you cannot have, is the toes cannot be the wrong direction from the knee. This is how you hurt your ACL and other types of like meniscal injuries of the knee. So setting up into a directly forward position, and then we're going to load over into that toe. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let the weight win and back up. It's going to win and back up. And it's going to win and back up. And again, I had a hamstring injury just recently. This is not hurt at all. But the way you set it up here may actually matter. I'm going to turn a little bit to the camera so you can see. So I don't know if you guys can tell here, but the way I'm doing it here, it's almost like this is drawing a line past this part of my foot here, okay? And the more I turn this way, the more knee dominant it becomes, or more quad dominant, which is actually going to be helpful if I'm having symptoms. If I turn away from it like this, it actually turns into a deadlift or hip hinging pattern, which again, not bad, it's just different. So how you set up a little bit into different parts of the exercise and still load heavy is really up to you, or how your coach dictates that you do it. But when I coach people in our telehealth sessions and they have something like this or set up, I usually ask them, like, where do you feel things? Okay, we're going to change that slightly. Like a good coach will change things on the fly and still be able to load you, because what we need is maximum contraction, and we need the strength of the leg to continue despite the healing of the one tissue in the back. Okay. Normally reps and sets of that can change based upon your goal. If you're trying to keep some strength, you can actually load it very heavy. I went the other day and put all of the plates on that I can find in the weight stack, and I did eventually my working sets into there. It's up to you. You can do higher reps if you want to, but that's not going to accomplish as much strength. But everybody has different types of tolerances, and their hamstrings are different in the injury. So the other thing we can do here is you can still take this strap, and I actually take this strap to the gym with me. Probably the people think I'm a little nuts with it. Normally I'd be in front, by the way, this is just for camera angles. And so we're going to go here, just like so, and you can see my foot here is in that very familiar loading pattern that we deemed safe in week 1. This was the protective pattern over the hamstring, while heel down was not. So we're going here, and I'm just going to go out like so. Now this may seem like a tricep exercise, but the heavier you get and the more you lean, this is not very heavy for me, you can just feel your belly working really hard. So we're gonna go just like so. You get the triceps as a benefit. If you really wanna make it a little bit more or less triceps, you can go here. Every time you push, it's gonna be a little bit of ab work. And that's kind of what we want. We wanna make sure that we're challenging the ab wall in a more athletic position, because if your goal is to get back into the game, you need to make sure that you're actually doing things that get you back into the game. So again, if you guys are looking for help with this and you want telehealth or you want in-person, remember we have licensing in different states and we can help you. We have consultations that are very affordable, and all of our resources are below in the description for this video. Take care, see you next time.